I know it's almost impossible to think that you can find a new dimension in a role that is this iconic and so much a part of our cultural fabric, but you did. This film
Thank you.
gives a new dimension to Bond, and so
Right.
for you, do you think that's true? This is a new era for Bond.
Well, I mean, I could hope so. I mean, didn't set out to do that. I just set out to try and make the best. Well, we all did set out to make the best movie we could, and I just knew that we had a really good script and a good story. And as an actor, you kind of, you rub your hands together and say, yeah, I want to do this. But I hope we've kind of set some sort of blueprint or something like that now, that there's a shape to these movies, that they feel a little bit like the old movies, but they're not. They're something else, and that we can play around with that if we ever get the chance to make another one. We've set it up now.
Now, for a film that has the word sky in the title, it's beautifully grounded, and it's the realism that I think people really are going to find fascinating. Why do you think that was important now at this era to kind of make it a Bond for our time?
I think it's a lot to do, again, with the writing, but also, you're going to employ people like Ralph Fiennes and Javier Bardem and me and Berenice, and they're all really wonderful, solid actors. They want to act and they want to tell stories, and luckily we have a good enough script and a good enough story to tell, and I think the kind of combination, to my mind, I mean, it's obviously what people are going to think for themselves, but we have such a good combination of action and storytelling that it's a kind of complete movie, and that those sort of the grounded maybe comes from the fact that that you have actors who are confident in what they're doing.
Now, the ending, much can be talked about. There's a lot of jaw-boning on this ending because we never thought we'd see an origins film as a Bond feature. And so for you as an actor, how exciting was it to be part of such an extraordinary finale to a franchise that has already made our eyes go wide?
No, right.
But this was something special, though.
I'm just, it's such a privilege for me to do this, and I kind of have to sort of like to sort of be involved with anything. It's 50 years, and we had to make a movie that kind of really connected it strongly to what it is, but the story, and it's been up and down. It's gone all sorts of places, the Bond movies over the years, but they still really retain something very special. And Sam and I both talked about it. Not all the way through filming, but we did talk about it, saying we have to make a Bond movie that we both want to remember, and it's so that kind of the origins thing you talk about was very, very important.
Now, Sam would not have been my first choice to be a Bond director because I always wanted these men are always in service of the franchise first, and they don't seem to put their own identity into it. This is the first time I think the director is the star too.
Yeah, I think he has, but I don't think he's done it to the detriment of the movie. I mean, that's what the key is. He's got a very strong language, a Sam Mendes language, but it hasn't stopped it being a Bond movie, which I think is a real skill, and he's done it. I mean, as has everybody else in the movie that were involved with it, but Sam has guided it beautifully.
There's jokes about youth versus experience. I'm not going to say age. I think age is a terrible word, but experience. And I found that fascinating because it made me think, is he still relevant? Does Bond really fit into what we are now as a world?
Well, I think that what I like about it is the fact that Bond sort of represents sort of an older sort of style of spying, whatever he does, which is about physicality, and it's about, basically smashing the front door down and sort of, going and asking questions, where, we know kind of full well that sort of technology is sort of becoming what spying is mostly about. So it's sort of smashing those things together and seeing what happens.
Best scene, you and Javier's first encounter, and what was your reaction when that blonde monster, sexy blonde monster?
I'd seen the whole process from the beginning right up until that point, so I knew the whole process. We laughed a lot during that scene. It was very funny, but I think he played it beautifully.
I think he's a Bond villain for the ages.
That's right.
Sir, it was a pleasure talking to you.
Nice
Thank
to
you
see
so
you.
much.
Nice to see you.
Looking
Thank
forward to
you.
the next one.
Thank you.
Thank you.